Thanks very much, Sam McKee. Justin Horowitz with you as we kick off a new week here at the Meadowlands. It's time for In The Sulky, and we know tomorrow night, the $50,000 World Harness Handicapping Championship. The best harness handicappers from around North America right here at the Meadowlands competing for a huge payday. And the youngest member of the field is sitting right next to me, 21-year-old Brett Risi from Central New York. Welcome to the Meadowlands, Brett.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here and glad to be the youngest participant.
Absolutely. Now, you're the second youngest, actually, to ever compete in this event. This is the 10th year of the WHHC. Now, you qualified by winning an event up at Vernon Downs. Tell us how you got in.
Well, they had put posters out 2 months in advance for the qualifiers for the WHHC, and the first week that they were supposed to have it in February got snowed out here at Meadowlands. They only ran one race. So I came right back the next week, and I bought the $40 entry fee, and there was 10 races, 5 from Yonkers, 5 from Meadowlands. I went 7 winners, 2 seconds, and 1/3 out of those 10 races, and built my $40 bankroll up to $96.
Not bad at all. That's a pretty nice ROI. And here you are. You got the $800 buy-in, a couple nights hotel stay, and here you are representing Vernon Downs. Now, we still have a few spots left. People can still buy their way into the contest if you didn't qualify like Brett did. So still a chance for you to do that if you sign up tonight. Now, 21 years old, how'd you get started in harness racing? More specifically, how'd you get started betting on the races and handicapping the races?
Well, I started going to Vernon when I was about 10 to 12 years old with my father on Friday and Saturday nights, and my brother too. And, I went up there and I just studied and studied and studied. And once I found out more that the favorites, weren't always a guaranteed win, that's when I became really interested in betting.
Now, so is that really what caught your interest? Because a lot of people, they get into racing as a kid, and there's something about racing that catches your eye, but then it takes some time to really get into the handicapping side.
Yeah, I mean, this game has many different types of variables, There's people that are just straight horsemen, and there's guys out there that are just straight gamblers, And I was just that average kid that showed up at the track and then started going every week and started handicapping every week.
And now here you are. You're just an average horse gambler at the age of 21. Now, as the youngest competitor in the field, obviously you're going up against guys and women that are much, much older than you, much more experienced. Is that intimidating for you?
No, not really, because this game right now it's a lot of older people, and when I see somebody my age really young, then it gets fun for me. But competing against the older people, I love to win, because beating them, I can't get enough of it.
There's nothing better than beating those old farts in the handicapping contest. Now, how much experience do you have playing in handicapping tournaments?
I've won a Survivor Challenge at Vernon, and I've won 3 separate Mythical Bankroll Challenges at Vernon, where you start, it's a free contest, and it's a $2 Mythical Bankroll. So I've won that about 3 times. You have to build, with your $2 win place for 10 races, the highest you can, and I'm used to that. So
now, have you mapped out a strategy for tomorrow night? Because obviously betting the races with your money on a regular basis is much different than tournament play.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a whole nother realm of tournament, just because there isn't going to be any exotics besides just win place bets. So I'm looking for value, but I don't want to be too far back on the last turn.
Absolutely. Now, give us an idea of how you normally approach a race. When you open up the program and you're looking to handicap the race, how do you kind of approach, what's your strategy of how you go after picking a winner?
Well, my first thing I'm looking for is class drop and driver changes. And then second, I'm looking for connections to see who's driving for what stable. And then third, I'm looking for pace scenario. I'm looking to see if there's going to be speed, and then I can find a horse coming home in 26, or if the half's going to be soft and there's going to be a wire-to-wire winner.
Now, when you go out to the track, and I know you're at Vernon on a very regular basis, because every time I'm there, you're there. I see you all the time. Now, what's your kind of money management strategy? A normal night at the race, do you play every race? Do you bet all kinds of exotics and different kinds of wagers? How do you kind of manage your money? Because that's as important, if not more important, than picking the winner.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things with racing now is if you're a handicapper, you really shouldn't bet every race. And I'm looking for more races because I like to play dime supers. I'm looking for races that are wide open where I can get a 4 or 5 to 1 on top to start my super.
Very good. Now, when you're at Vernon on a regular basis, are you playing just one track, or are you betting a bunch of tracks? And how do you kind of decide if you're going to play a race from track A versus track B?
Believe it or not, I actually operate off of anything shipping into Vernon, racing at Vernon, or shipping out of Vernon. So I'm looking at Saratoga mostly, Tioga, Vernon, and then Meadowlands definitely for my grade A track.
Interesting. Okay, now I know, like I said, I see you at Vernon all the time, but how much experience do you have playing the Meadowlands? Because obviously the contest tomorrow is 10 races you have to play, and there's 3 mandatory races, one from the Meadowlands, one from Pompano, and one from Mohawk, and then you have 7 optional races all from the Meadowlands. So how much Meadowlands are you playing, and are you familiar with the horses?
I haven't missed a weekend since they opened, and if I did miss, I watched all the replays, so I know every horse coming in and out, but right now it's tough with the spring previews going on. There's different horses shipping in.
Now, have you done some extra studying and getting ready for this weekend? Obviously, I know you spend a lot of time handicapping, but any extra things? And what kind of things do you do when you study besides just looking at the program? Are you a replay watcher? What else do you do to prepare?
You know, when you're watching a race, the cameraman even has something to do with it because you cannot see when a horse opens up 5, 6, 7 lengths what's going on in the backfield. So really what you want to look for on the replays is who got locked in, you know, and is going to get a better trip this week coming out, and those are going to be your sleepers and horses that can wake up at 5 and 10 to 1.
How many hours a week do you devote to handicapping and horse playing?
If I had to give a rough estimate, I'd probably say 30 hours a week.
So that's almost a full-time job. So what do you do with the rest of your time when you're not handicapping or playing the races?
I work part-time, and I've been in and out of college.
Okay, so the first place prize tomorrow, somewhere in the neighborhood of about $20,000. I'm sure you've spent some time thinking about what you're doing with that money if you win.
Yeah, it'd be nice to win, you know, but my goal right now isn't to win, really. I'm just looking to hit the top 10 or cash out with a nice prize, but I got some plans if I do win.
You want to share those with us?
Yeah, I mean, I want a new car, so that'd be nice. That'd be a start.
That's very nice. That's an excellent thing to do with the money. So obviously you have some friends that probably aren't into the races, are not handicappers like you. What do you say to them to try to get them into racing? What's kind of the biggest selling point for young people to get involved with harness racing?
Well, my brother and I have a lot of good friends that are our age, and they love to go to the casinos, you know, and we tried to show them, you know, how to read a program and understand the conditions because it takes a long time to really read the program, you know. But if I had to tell one thing to my friends at a young age or any players that are young, keep putting time in because it's just like a sport. Once you get, you know, more reading the program and more conditions, you become great at it, and it's really, really fun once you're good.
And absolutely, it's the greatest gambling game on earth when you put the time into it and people know what they're doing. So is it frustrating as a young person when you see your friends or you see other people that either have bad things to say about racing or would much rather just kind of like pop that button on the slot machine when you go to the casino?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard sometimes because Friday and Saturday nights, you know, they want to go to the casino, and I'm devoted to being at Vernon, especially in watching Meadowlands, so that makes it tough on me, but you know, it is what it is, and this is my game, and I stick to it.
So is there plans for you in the future to do this on a permanent basis, or is this just a real good hobby for you to maybe supplement your income as you get older?
No, I mean, I like it as a hobby, but I hope I can take it somewhere further, you know, in time.
Excellent. So let me put you on the spot now. As long as we know you're one of the best handicappers in North America, we got the card tonight at the Meadowlands. You got the program in front of you. I know you've looked at it tonight, so give me a best bet for tonight.
In the 7th race tonight, T-Trick's picking up a drive for Henrik Lundell on the 6th, that woman Hanover. I know this horse has serious gate speed. The 7's going to be a closer. The 8 is going to be a closer. If he can fend off the 4 and 5 Empress Deo and Beautiful Lady, he should be right there.
So that's good stuff. How are you playing that race then? You have the 10-cent super. Is that's not part of this race? It's the start of the pick 4. But have you figured it out?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be into the pick 4 for sure. But it's either going to be a try with him on top and horses underneath, or I'm going to go deep in the pick 4 in that first leg maybe.
Absolutely. So there's some free handicapping advice from one of North America's best handicappers. Brett, thanks for being with us here at the Meadowlands. Good luck tomorrow night representing Vernon Downs in the WHHC final.
Thanks, Justin. I appreciate it.
Very good. That's Brett Risi, the youngest member of the WHHC final. My guest in the sulky. Coming up, Wendy Ross will join me. We get set for tonight's 13-race card.